Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got game number 2 of this 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and Washington Nationals. Leading off for the Cubs, playing shortstop is Dunston, batting second, playing second Burkett, batting third, playing third Bryant, batting fourth, playing right field Sosa, batting fifth, playing first base Lee, batting sixth, playing left field Kingman, batting seventh, playing center field is Dawson. Batting eighth, playing doing the catching is Bartlett, and batting ninth and doing the pitching is Arrieta. And for the hometown Washington Nationals, we got leading off playing left field of Lou, batting second, playing short is Turner, batting third, playing second is Murphy, batting fourth, playing center field is Harper, batting fifth, playing third base is Rendell, batting sixth, doing the catching is Carter, batting seventh, playing right field is Soda, batting eighth, playing first base is Segui, and batting ninth on the mound is Grimsley. Let's get down here to the nation's capital and get this game started as 007 joins us here today. Yeah, it's not raining down here yet. Yeah, I just got done mowing. Was able to get the mowing in. And you can see Washington's upcoming schedule. They got one more game here with the Cubbies, and then the Brewers come to town for a 3-game series, and then Washington goes on the road, take on Houston. And Dunston's going to lead it off, batting 167. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. Grimsley, this is his second start. He's 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA. And here's the pitch to Sean. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Grimsley strikes him out for out number 1. And Glenn Beckett comes up. And Glenn's batting 238, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou. Quickly 2 down here in the top of the first. And it's up to Bryant to do something here. Chris batting 412, off to a great start with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that ball's driven into the gap in right field. That'll be a 2-out double. And the Cubs got a runner in scoring position for the man. And here's the question. Do you walk him? That is the question. I say you do. He's already got 9 home runs. He is not going to beat you. So you walk Sammy, and Derek Lee's going to have to do the job. First and second, and 2 down for Derek Lee. And Lee's only batting 125 with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 61 and 8 is going to be fielding column 3. I'm sure of that. No, that'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be first on air. That's batter out at first. Nope. That's going to be a error on Murphy. And that'll be an E4. Bases will be loaded. Now there's 2 outs. And it is now up to Dave Kingman. And Kingman's batting 267. No homers and 3 RBIs. Bryant at third. Sosa second. Lee at first. And Kingman at the plate. And here's the pitch. And that's ground ball down the second. And this time, Murphy doesn't mess it up. He gets it, tosses it over to second. And the Cubbies leave the bases loaded. Cubbies nothing. Nationals coming to the plate. They got a Lou, Murphy, and Harper here. And a Lou, he is 0 for 25, folks. Looking for his first hit of the year. This is Jake Arrieta's third appearance. He's 1-0 with a 6.28 ERA. Here's the pitch to Lou. Skip to Lou, my darling, strikes out. That is out number 1. And that brings up Trey Turner now. Turner batting 80. So amongst them, they are 2 for 50. 2 leadoff men. Turner does have a homer and 2 RBIs. That's going to be a base on balls. Arrieta walks him. Turner's down at first now with 1 out. Turner's going to take off and try to run here. And he can't be thrown out. Cannot be thrown out. So that's going to be a stolen base by Murphy. He's down at second. By Turner, rather. Murphy's at the plate. Go ahead, run. And scoring position. And here's the pitch to Murphy, batting 227 with no homers and no RBIs. That's a ground ball down the short. He's going to look the runner back to second. Dunston is. Fire over the first. Now there's 2 outs and a runner still down at second. And it's going to be up to Bryce Harper to deliver here. Harper batting 314 with 4 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. A 20 and an 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Dunston's up with it, fires over to first. And that'll be your bottom of the first. National Strand 1. We go to the top of the second. It's nothing ball game. Got the bottom third due up here for the Cubbies. Dawson, Barrett, and Arrieta, and Andre batting 125 with 3 homers and 8 RBI. And the Hawk gets a hold of this one, folks. Eyeball is high. Eyeball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Andre Dawson puts the Cubbies up 1-0. And Michael Barrett comes up. Batting 250. He's got 2 homers and 3 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field for out number 1. And now you got Jake Arrieta up. And Jake is batting 250 on the year with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Harper makes the catch. Now there's 2 down. And now Sean Dunston comes to the plate. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Sean walks on down the first. And Glenn's up. Glenn's 0 for 1 on the year. And here's the pitch to Glenn. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. That'll end the inning. Dunston gets stranded at first. But the solo homer by the Hawk makes it a 1-0 ball game as we go to the bottom of the second. You got Rendon due up, followed by Carter and Soto. And Anthony's batting 250 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Sosa makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes the kid, Gary Carter, batting 118 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. 43 and a 7. And that'll be fielding column 2. That's not a ground ball. That's a swing. The ball hits the deck. But Mike will throw down the lead at first, and they get Carter to strike him out. Now you got Soto due up, batting 188 with 2 homers and 5 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Second walk given up by Jake. And now you got David Segui up. Segui batting 167 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a pop up down the third. Bryant makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. To the top of the third we go. You got Bryant due up, followed by Sosa and Lee. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Chris doubled back in the first. He's 1 for 1. And he does it again, folks. Gets a charge into this one. Drives that ball into the gap. And that brings up Sammy again with a runner in scoring position. And again, they intentionally walked him the first time. They're going to do it again. They are not going to let Sammy beat him here today. So that's an intentional walk by Grissom. Now you got the possibility of a double play. Derek Lee's up. He reached on an error his first time up by Murphy. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That's a big strikeout for Grissom. Now you got Derek Lee up. And Lee is 0 for 1. He grounded into a force play his first time up. And not this time. Kiss it goodbye. What am I saying, Derek Lee? It's supposed to be Kingman's up. Sorry about that. Kingman's up. And Kingman says, kiss it goodbye. That's a homer. And just like that, the Cubbies are now up 4-0, folks. Result here at DC. Chicago takes a 4-0 lead. And that brings up the Hawk. He's already homered in the game. He's 1 for 1. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou. That'll be out number 2. Now you got Michael up, and Michael's 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. That's going to be a base on balls. And that gets Jake Arrieta out of the way. But Jake's not a bad hitting pitcher, folks. He's batting 200 on the year. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly pop up down the short. Turner makes the catch. Now to end it, but the 3-run homer by Dave Kingman makes it a 4-0 ball game. As we go to the bottom of the third. You've got Grissom due up, followed by Lou and Turner. Grissom's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Glenn at second. Over to Derek for out number 1. And back to the top of the order, and Lou. And Lou struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 40 and a 45. And that's going to be hit in front of the plate. Now back to the mound. We'll re-roll some dice. A 63 and a 2. And that'll be fielding column 3. That's going to be an error. That's going to be an E1 on Arrieta. He doesn't help himself out. So now with 1 out, there's a runner down at first. And we got Trey Turner up. Turner walked and stole a base his first time up. Trey keep the merry-go-round going here with 1 out. Trailing by 4. And that's going to be a 21. That's going to be a pop-up down the third. Chris calls for it, makes the play for out number 2. So it's going to be up to Murphy. Keep it going here. Murphy, he's 0 for 1 today. And not anymore. He squares this one up against Jake. And that ball is driven into the gap out in right field. Let's see here. That's good. Should score Lou with his speed easily. Take a look here. That'll be a base hit. That'll be a 52 with 2 outs. A 34. So a 64 or lower. He's safe. And he's in there. So that's an RBI double by Murphy. Gets the Nats on the board here. And now you got a runner down at second, 2 outs for Harper as they break the ice against Jake. And it's a 3-run game now. And that ball is high. Uh-oh, folks, how far is this one going to go? And that ball is off the wall. That'll be a RBI double. Harper just missed a 2-run homer. But Jake kept that ball out of the heart of the plate. That ball is hit into left field. And now it's a 4-2 game. The Nats cut this lead in half. Now it's 2 runs and still a runner at second. And Anthony Rendon's up. And Anthony's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a fly ball out to deep right field. Sosa makes the catch. But the Nats score 2. Make it a 4-2 ball game as we go to the top of the 4th. Got the top of the order due up here for the Cubbies. You got Dunston, Burkett, and Bryant. Sean is 0 for 1. He has walked in, struck out, has yet to put the ball in play. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Grissom for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Glenn. And can Glenn get something going? He is 0 for 2, flown out both times, the left and right, both corners. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 14 and an 8. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Lou calls for it, makes the catch, and there's quickly 2 down. And Chris Bryant comes to the plate now, and he has 2 doubles on this game, folks. He is 2 for 2, came around to score his last time up. And that's a base on balls. So they walk Bryant. Now with 2 outs, Grissom's going to pitch to Sammy, I guess. Sammy has been intentionally walked twice. Came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. He falls behind on Sammy, and that's not good. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be against the lefty. That'll be a base hit, line drive in the left field. And Brian will stop at second with 2 outs. So now the Cubbies got first and second, and Derek Lee's up. Can he add to this 2-run lead here? You got Brian down at second with good speed, the same with Sammy. And Derek is 0 for 2. He's reached on an error and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a 23 and a 7. That's going to be a pop-up in the infield. Murphy calls for it, makes the catch near the mound. And the Cubbies strand 2. We get to the bottom of the 4th. It's 4-2 Chicago. You got Carter, Soto, and Seguido up. Gary's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. And here we go. Tying run comes to the plate, and Soto. He is 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. That's going to be a 40 with a runner down at first. The team 9, 13, 21, 29. So that's going to be a pass ball by, nope, that's not going to be a pass ball. It is going to be a rare play with a runner on first. So a 40 and a 51. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. Can Arrieta field this one cleanly? And no, he's not. And that is going to be a, sorry, that was hit out to center field. And that'll be a 64 and a 3. Yeah, that'll be hit out to center field because it wasn't buttoned. 64 and a 3. And that still will be, that will be column number 3 though. That's going to be a single. The center runner scores, batter to second on error. So it's going to be a single. going to be an E8. And the defense is not helping them at all. Runner on first is going to score. And the batter's going to get down to second. Isn't that what I said? And batter on the second. Yep. So now it's a 1-run game. Nobody out. Tying run down at second. And the defense, Jake's part of it, is leaving him down here as the Hawk just has an error. And now David Seguy's up. He's 0 for 1. Popped up his first time up. And that's going to be a infield. Be a 7, 9, 13, 21, 29, 34. And that's going to be another rare play. A 42 and a 41 with a runner down at second. 42 and a 41. And that will be, that's going to be a fly out to left field. Kingman makes the catch. And Soto will stay put. Now there's one runner still down at second. And Grissom's going to try to bunt him down the third here. 35, and that's going to be 2 missed bunt attempts. Here's the 0-2 pitch. They keep the bunt sign on, and that's going to be a bunt down the third base. Bryant's got it. Only plays over the first with Lee covering. That'll be out number 2, but Soto gets in the third safely. So now you got the tying run 90 feet away, and Lou's up. Lou is 0 for 2. He has struck out, reached on an error his last time up, and came around the score. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Dunston. He fires over the first, but another run scores, makes this a 4-3 ball game. So we go to the top of the 5th. I want to see something here. Check the box score out real quick and see how many of those runs have been earned. I think only one earned run out of that whole thing. No earned runs yet for Jake Arrieta. The defense is definitely kicking his butt. All 3 runs are unearned. You got Kingman, Dawson, and Michael due up here. Dave's 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. 33 and a 2 should be fielding column 2. And it is. And that's going to be a single in the left field by Kingman. So Kingman's aboard here with a leadoff single. And that'll bring up the Hawk. Let's see if he can make up for that costly error. The Hawk's 1 for 2. He has a homer in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 31 and a 7. And that'll be fielding column 2. And it'll get the lead runner. That'll be a 4-6 put out. And now you got Michael up with now Dawson down at first. And here's the pitch to Michael. He's 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Rendon calls for it, makes the catch. Now there's 2 outs. Can Jake Arrieta help his own calls out here, folks? Jake is 0 for 2. He has flown out and popped up. And he gets a hold of this against the lefty. A 10. And that's going to be a single. Line drive in the left field. And Jake Arrieta says, we don't need no stinking DH. Now you got first and second and 2 outs. And we're back to the top of the order. And Sean Dunston. Dunston's 0 for 2. He has walked in this game. Can he do something with Dawson down at second? Here's the pitch. And that's just going to be a lazy fly ball out to Alou. The Cubbies strand two. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's a one-run game, 4-3 Chicago. We got the 2-3-4 hitters due up here, Turner, Murphy, and Harper. And Trey's 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Glenn's got it, fires over the Derek for out number 1. And Murphy comes up. And Daniels 1 for 2. He had a RBI double his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball this time down to Dunston. Dunston's got it for 2 quick outs here in the 5th. And Bryce Harper's up now with 2 down, nobody on, and a 4-3 game. And he had an RBI double his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Dawson in center field. 1-2-3 goes to Washington. And that ends the 5th. We're now in the 6th. You got Burkett due up, followed by Bryant and Sosa. And Glenn's 0 for 3 today. He has flown out to left twice and the right. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Trey Turner muffs that one. Second error by the Nats. And that gets Glenn aboard here. Chris Bryant's up. And Chris is 2 for 2. He has 2 doubles in the game. Walked his last time up. And that's going to be against the lefty. A 9 and a 10. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And Glenn with his speed, I don't know if he's going to get down the third or not. That was deep out there. Harper cuts it off, but it's a deep fly ball. That'll be a 53. Plus 7. 24. And you got the big boy. They're going to stop him at second. You got Sammy Sosa coming up here. No need to get him thrown out. So it's going to be a single in the center. You got first and second for Sammy Sosa. Sosa is 1 for 1 today. He's been intentionally walked twice. And he singled his last time up as Ken Castro joins us. Can Sammy bust this game open again? And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. He falls behind on Sammy again. Last time he got a single out of it. Here's the other 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball. 56 and a 1. We're going to get the runner out at second. And that'll be it. That'll be a 1-6 put out. Now you got first and third and 1 out for Derek Lee. They're going to play back for the double play here. Derek has reached on an error, struck out and popped up. He's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate, a 64 and a 9. That's not going to be good. 64 and a 9. That's going to be fielding column 3. And with the defense back, safe at first on an error as Carter muffs that Baltimore chop. The runner on third's going to score. So that's going to be an E2. And they get an unearned run here. And now you got first and second. So the defense, this has not been a clinic here today, folks. That is the 5th error of the game. And here comes Dave Kingman. He was 2 for 3 with a 3-run homer. Here's the pitch to Dave. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Kingman out for out number 2. And the Hawk comes up. And Dawson, he's 1 for 3 with a homer in this game also. And that's going to be against the lefty. 12. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He's going to go the short way over to second. And that'll end the inning, folks. But the Cubbies get 1, make it a 5-3 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. But they strand 2. And you got Rendell, Carter and Soto due up here. Anthony's 0 for 2. He's flown out the right twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Dunston at short. One down here. And here comes the kid, Gary Carter. Carter is 0 for 1. He walked and came around the score his last time up. Yet to put the ball in play. Struck out his other time up. And against the righty, 23. That is going to be a ground ball back to Jake. He fires over to first for out number 2. So it's up to Soto to get something going here in the 6th. And he is 1 for 1. He has an RBI single his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now he walks the batter with 2 outs and David Segui coming up. David's 0 for 2. He's popped up and flown out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kingman. And that'll end the inning. The Nats lead 1. To the top of the 7th we go, 5-3. Chicago. They like to see Grissom get through this inning here. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 7th. He's got Bartlett, Arrieta, and then back to Dunston. Michael's 0 for 2. He did walk in this game, though. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Trey. Trey fires it over to David Segui, and there's one down. Jake Arrieta, he says we don't need a stinking DH because he singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. And that's going to be a 65, and that's going to be another error on Gary Carter. His second error of the game. Jake Arrieta with a chomper. Carter can't field it cleanly, and Arrieta's down at first. 1 out, and Sean Dunston, who was 0 for 3 today. He has struck out, grounded out, and flown out. He did walk back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a 5 and 8. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Of course, Jake's going to stay put at 2nd. Now you got 1st and 2nd here. And Burkett due up. And Glenn, he is 0 for 4 here. And I can tell you right now, Grissom will not pitch to Sammy if it gets that far. Glenn is 0 for 4 today. He did reach on an error his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be against the lefty of 14. That's going to be a single into left field. And that, let's see if Arrieta can score on this. Not much speed, but a ball is driven deep in the left field. Lou's got a cannon out there. And with 1 out, they're going to send Jake. And see here. And Sean's going to go down the 3rd. So here's the play at the plate. 24. That'll be who's coming up next? We're not. We're just going to have bases loaded. They're not going to take a chance. You got the big boys coming up. So you got the big boys coming up. They're going to keep Jake at 3rd. Why chance it? There's only 1 out. Like I say, you got Bryant and Sosa coming up. Base is full of Cubbies. This is going to be Grissom's last batter. I can tell you that, folks. He's not pitching to Sammy. Don't let him pitch to Chris. Chris is 3 for 3. Maybe they shouldn't let him pitch to Chris. Let's see here. Make a double switch with Segui. That's what they should do. Zimmerman. They're going to bring Zimmerman in, do a double switch. He'll lead off the 7th. And he's going to come in here. Grissom's coming out of the game with the bases loaded. He's not going to pitch to Chris Bryant. And Drew's going to come in. Drew will come in here, Storing. and try to keep this a 2-run game. So a double switch is in order here. Where's Drew at? There he is. And he'll bat in an 8th spot. Zimmerman will come in. And he'll bat in the 9 spot. Play first. Alrighty, so now bases are full. This is Drew's 6th appearance of the year. He's got 2 saves on the year, no ERA. Bases full of Cubbies. Arrieta at third, Dunston at second, Burkett at first, and Bryan at the plate. 1 down and a 5-3 ball game. And I guess they got to bring the infield in here. Bryan is 3 for 3, 2 doubles. He singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Chris. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. He falls behind on Chris. Can he deliver? Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. A 45 and a 3. Zimmerman no sooner gets in the game and the ball is hit to him. 45 and a 3. That'll be fielding column 2 with the infield in. Runner out at home, batter out at first. That's going to be the old 1, 2, 3 double. F batter safe at first. So Bryan will be safe at first. It won't be a double play. That'll just be the old 1, 2 put out. The bases are still loaded, and this is not who you want up if you're a Nationals fan. The Cubbies got their man up with the bases loaded. He's 1 for 2. He's been intentionally walked twice. And can Sammy deliver here? Here's the pitch to Sammy. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. A 56 and a 2. Not good. Not good. A 56 and a 2 is going to be fielding column number 3. And that's going to be a first on air. Was it 17? Sorry. That's going to be a single in the right. Runners advance 1 base. Runners advance 2 bases with 2 outs. Batter the second on air. So that's going to be a single. It's going to be an E9, and the runners are going to advance 2 bases. And then I say the batter gets down to second, and the batter gets to second. Yep. So now you got second and third, and they just busted this game open, folks. It is now 7-3. Sammy Sosa delivers. And now second and third, 2 outs. And Derek Lee comes to the plate. And Derek's 0 for 4. He has reached twice on an error. Like I say, this has been a sloppy game. 7 total errors, 5 by the Nationals. That's going to be a base on balls. So now the bases are full again. And the Kingman's up. And King Kong Dave Kingman's 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer in this game, folks. And he gets a hold of this one, and the Cubbies aren't done yet. They are lighting it up here in the top of the 7th. And that's going to be a double in the left field. And that should score everybody, folks. With Derek Lee down there at first. Check it out here. So Derek will be a 57 minus the 37 plus the 12. A 32. So here's the play at the plate. A 62 or lower. And he's in there. That is a 3 RBI double by Dave Kingman. And it is a 10-3 good buddy game. Just like that once was a 1-run game, folks. was a 5-4 game. Sorry, a 4-3 game. And now this game is over. Turn out the lights. The party's over. All good things must come to an end. All this coming with 2 outs here. And now you got a runner down at second. And Andre Dawson's up. And the Hawk also is 1 for 4 with a homer. And here's the pitch to the Hawk. And that's going to be against righty, a 26 and a 10. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Rendon's up with it. Fires over to first, but not until the Cubbies score 5. Make it a 10-3 game as we go to the 7th inning stretch. He got Zimmerman up, came in on a double switch. He'll be followed by Lou and then Turner. Zimmerman's batting .235 on the year, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that'll be a fly ball out to Kingman for out number 1. And you can see Chicago's upcoming schedule. They got one more game here in Washington. Then the Cubbies travel up to New York to take on the Mets for 3 games. And then after that, they go home and the Dodgers come to Chicago. Lou is 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and score. And he gets a hold of this. Remember, all 3 of those runs given up by Jake Arrieta is unearned. And that's going to be a double in the right field. So Lou's on here with 1 out. And Turner comes to the plate. And runner down at second. 1 out. Turner's 0 for 2. He did walk and steal a base today as we drop the dice. And that'll be against the righty. 21. And that'll be a ground ball down the third. A 55 and a 4. And that'll be fielding column 3. And that'll be a down the third. The runner will get down the third. So now there's 2 outs and a runner at 90 feet away. And Danny Murphy's up. And Murphy's 1 for 3. He has an RBI double in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Jake. That ends the inning. And we go to the top of the 8th. It's a 10-3 ball game. And you got the bottom third of the order due up here. Bartlett, Arrieta, and then back to Dunston. See the team comparisons. Chicago 6 and 4 with 64 strikeouts, 27 walks, 24 doubles, and 3 triples. And then Nats with 70 strikeouts, 32 walks, 19 doubles, and no triples. And Michael's up 0 for 3 on the day. And that's going to be a... How many runs did he give up? Let's look here. In the ball game. We're not going to be able to look that way. We'll do it this way. How many of them 5 runs was his? Just 1 earned run, 2 runs total. And that's going to be an 8 against the righty. And that'll be a ground ball down to Glenn at second. He tosses it over to first. And there's out number 1. Jake's staying in this game with a 7-run lead. He is 1 for 4, and he's reached on an error. So Jake's been on base twice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Drew strikes him out. And Sean Dunston comes up, and Dunston's 1 for 4. He singled and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Trey. His counterpart picks it up, throws him out. To the bottom of the 8th we go. You got the big boys due up here for the Nats. Harper, Rendon, and Carter. In order to get back in this game, they got to score some runs with this part of the lineup. Bryce is 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the game. And that's going to be a base on balls. Jake walks him. And the Nats will take it. They need base runners down by 7. Rendon 0 for 3. He's flown out twice and grounded out. And that's going to be another fly ball and again out to Sammy. Sammy makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes Gary Carter up now. Carter is 0 for 2. He did walk and come around the score back in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 46 and a 2. That'll be fielding column 1. They'll get the runner out at second. On the 1-3 put, 1-6 put out. Now there's 2 down and Carter at first. And Soto's up. And he is 1 for 1. He's walked twice and has an RBI single in the game. And that's going to be against the righty in 18 and a 10. 18 and a 10. And that's going to be a single in the center field. Carter will stop at second. His run means nothing. So now you got first and second and 2 outs. And that'll be it for Drew. A pitch hitter for him. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here against the righty. And Tim Raines is going to come off the bench. So Tim Raines will come off the bench here. Try to keep this inning alive, trailing by 7. First and second. And this is Tim. He is batting .300 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. Can he keep this merry-go-round going? Maybe score some runs here. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. 62 and a 5. That'll be fielding column 2. And he'll throw down the second. Lee will. That'll be the old 3-6 put out. That'll end the inning, folks. And the Nats strand 2. We go to the top of the 9th in a 10-3 ball game. Now see who's going to come out here and pitch. You got the righties coming up. Jeff Reardon will come out of the bullpen. Trying to keep this game where it's at. Oh, wrong spot. Don't want to put him there. Cancel. Want him in the 8th spot, not the 9th. So he'll be facing Glenn, Brian, and Sosa, 2, 3, 4 hitters. Glenn's 1 for 5 today, and that's going to be against the 20. That's going to be a fly ball out to Harper for out number 1. And here comes Chris Bryant now. And Chris, he's 3 for 4 with 2 doubles in this game, folks. He's come around to score twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down there. Zimmerman. He calls off Jeff, takes it himself for out number 2. And here comes Sammy Sosa, who's had a damn good game. 2 for 3s, walked twice, 2 RBIs, and scored twice. And that's going to be a base on balls. Jeff doesn't want nothing to do with Sam. He walks for the third time today. And now you got Derek Lee up, and Derek might be the only Cubby without a hit. Let's look it up. See if he's the only Cubby without a hit today. He's 0 for 4. Nope, Michael hasn't gotten a hit, so only 2 of them haven't. Jake Arrieta's even gotten a hit, so can Derek Lee get off the snide here? He's 0 for 4, and that's going to be a ground ball down second. 62 and a 7 is probably going to be fielding column 3, and there's going to be another error, I bet you. And that will be column number 3. That's going to be an error, and the runner's going to get down the third. It's going to be an E4. And the runner will get down the third, first and third, 2 outs. That is the 6th error of the game, folks. The 6th error of the game for the Nationals, and the Cubbies got 2 themselves. And Dave Kingman comes up now, 3 for 5 with a double and a homer in this game, and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, 21. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Sammy near the track makes the catch. That'll end the inning. The Cubbies strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th in a 10-3 ball game. You got Zimmerman, Alou, and Turner due up here against Jake. Ryan's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. And that is Jake's 6th walk of the game to only go with 2 strikeouts. He has pitched around some trouble. Give him credit for that. But Alou, he's 1 for 4. He doubled his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Dawson. That'll be out number 1. And Trey Turner comes up now. And Trey is 0 for 3 today. And here's the pitch to Trey. And that's going to be a 21 and a 9. Yeah, 21 and a 9. And that's going to be popped up down the third. Chris Bryant calls for it, makes the catch. And the Nats are down to their last out in Daniel Murphy. And Murphy's 1 for 4 with an RBI double. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Sammy waits for it, camps under it, makes the catch, and that's your ball game, folks. The Cubbies beat up on the Nationals 10-3. We're at the scorecard and the box score. And I'll bet you this is about the errors. Dave Kingman drives in 6 runs, and the Nationals have 6 errors. The Cubbies 10 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. The Nationals 3 runs, 5 hits, and 6 errors. The only batters that didn't have hits was Derek Lee and Mike Bartlett. The Cubbies were 4 for 16. Kingman and Dawson each had homers. Imagine what it could have been. They left 14 men on base and still won this game 10-3. 14 men left on base. And the Nats, Soto was the only batter with more than 1 hit. They were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 men on base. Jake goes the distance, gets his 2nd win. 9 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them unearned. Walked 6, struck out 2. Remember, one of those errors, though, was Jake's own error that cost him some runs. And Grizzly goes to 0-2, 6 1/3, 10 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them earned. Walked 5, struck out 3, gave up 2 homers. Drew Storen comes in on an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned, walked one, struck out one. Jeff Reardon, 1 inning, 1 walk. Take a look here now at the standings and the leaderboard for the National League. And the Braves are 6 games up on the Mets. The Phillies are 2.5 games back. The Nationals, with the loss, are now 3 games back. The Marlins are 3.5. And the Brewers are now a game up on the Pirates, and the Cubbies are now 1 game back along with Pittsburgh. The Cardinals are a game and a half back. The Reds 2 games, and the Astros 3.5. And out west, you got the Giants 2.5 games up on LA. Arizona and San Diego 3 games back, and the Rockies are 4.5 games back. And Sammy Sosa, look at that. Crying for the Triple Crown here, folks. Leading the league with a .417 batting average, 9 homers, and 17 RBIs. Sammy the man, Sosa, leading in all 3 categories, going for the Triple Crown. Right now, Randy Jones with 0 ERA is leading the league. Mike's the only pitcher for the Brewers with 3 wins. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitchers with 3 saves. And of course, Sammy's leading in MVP voting, and Mike's leading in the Cy Young. The next game on the channel will be the final game of this series. Take a look here at the pitching matchup. And it's going to be Dick Ellsworth going up against Strasburg. Should be a good pitching matchup. See how that works out. I want to thank Ken Castro and 007. Check out 007's great channel, doing some Inside Pitch 2008. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Smash that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.